Good morning, everyone. Hi, good morning. All right, so it's Monday morning. We are going to have an amazing week, right? Let's do this. So, good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. So, we are again live on multiple platforms. TikTok is one of them. We have YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And today we are going to discuss three specific updates at USCIS. So this is for individuals in the United States who applied for an immigration benefit in the United States because they are already here and who are going to maybe be affected by this update. So I am going to address them. For those of you who don't know me, I am immigration attorney Connie Kaplan. We help immigrants everywhere make the United States their permanent home. And today we are going to talk about three particular immigration updates. Okay, the whole body of immigration in the United States literally changes every single day. And it's not always great for the prospective immigrant. And actually, in most cases, it is not. So while you guys are queuing up your questions that I will address, I may skip some, so don't feel bad if I do skip it. If you do put it there and I don't address it, it's probably because it does not pertain to the subject for today. So today, three immigration updates. The first immigration update is this. Those who have TPS, current TPS, it could be El Salvador, Nepal, Burma, Haiti, of those whose work permit automatically were extended before to October. So they were expiring, or they are still currently expiring on October 4th. Your work permit has automatically been extended to December of 2022. So you got another year and 3 months automatically, and you do not need to do anything about it. So that was the first change. USCIS automatically extended the work permits on TPS to December 31st, 2022. Now, there is a caveat there, so that could affect some of you. For example, TPS Haiti has a brand new TPS. So if you think you will stay in the United States past December 31st of 2022, and I know most of you will, you must apply for the brand new TPS. Don't just put all your eggs in one basket and just keep the prior TPS and hope it stays that way and hope for the best. You always should have a plan B. So make sure you apply for the brand new TPS. You can give us a call and we can help you with that. So again, especially if you are from Haiti and you do have the first TPS or you don't have TPS yet, give us a call. Of course, yes, there is a consultation involved and we are going to discuss all that. So let's go over some of your questions. Good morning. If there are any that are related to this subject, and we are going to talk about them. Okay, well, I want to get to the US residence. What's the right process I have to go through? The right process is specific to you. It's particular to you, and it depends on many factors. Depends on your family. It depends on your relationships back home and relationships in the United States. I'm talking family relationships, depends on your education and experience in your field. How far did you go with schooling? How much experience you have in your process? So in your field, so it depends on many of those things. It also depends on whether you have a criminal record or not. If you applied for a US visa before and you were denied, it depends on many things. For all of you who are going to ask the same question, the only way to know what the right process is for you is to call an immigration lawyer. That's it. That's the only way. Hi, David. You are from Ghana. You wish to travel abroad. By traveling abroad, I'm assuming you say you want to travel to the United States, because that is the only thing I can advise you on. Right now, the consulates are closed. None of them are processing any tourist visas. So right now, not really any options. All right. So let's talk about the rest of the news at USCIS. Okay. So, is there any news on immigrants' visa today? No, there is no news on immigrants' visas. Okay. There is one actually. If, yes, there is one, but it may not pertain to you right now. Okay. So, those applicants who are applying for immigrant visas, so that is green cards, outside the United States or within the United States, the COVID vaccine is now a requirement after October 1st. So it's absolutely mandatory that you do take the COVID vaccine in order to obtain residency in the United States. So that is the second update I actually wanted to talk to you guys about. Okay, if your particular type of application with USCIS does not require a medical exam, then you do not need to prove that you have gotten the visa, the COVID vaccination. If your particular application requires you to have a medical exam, and that is generally for any green card application or an immigrant visa, then your COVID vaccination is required. Yes, there is a waiver that you can apply for based on religious grounds or other moral beliefs, okay, but it is most likely that that waiver will be denied and then your green card will be denied. So let's, before I go to the third one, so remember the first one was TPS, a work permits expiring October 1st, now expire on December 31st of next year. Those on TPS Haiti should apply for the brand new TPS if they were already here, definitely. And then the second update is USCIS now requiring for immigrant visa, immigrant application, permanent residency, basically everyone who needs a medical exam, they are now requiring that you are getting the COVID vaccine. All right. So, yeah, that's on that. And we're going to have a third update. Let's see if there are DV lottery, is it real? Oh, it's very, very real. And many people get permanent residency through the DV lottery. But you have to make sure you are applying at the right website at the right time. And you should not pay a penny to apply. However, if you do get selected, then you do win. Then yes, there are fees that are associated with that as part of your application. That's not a guarantee they'll grant you the visa. That's just a guarantee that they're going to look at your application. And that is only after you get selected. I cannot address refugee relocation because I don't know anything about it. That is not part of what I do. How much does the immigration visa cost? It really depends, Robert. The immigration visa could be, the filing fees alone going directly to the government are between $800 and $6,000, depending on the type of visa. And then you will have your legal fees, your attorney's fees, that is going to be anywhere between $1,500, that's $1,500, and $20,000. It depends on the type of visa. Remember, guys, there are 186 different types of visa. So that is a very general question. I got my change of status approved. So what is the next step? Well, I don't know, because I don't know what was your prior status. I don't know what your current status is. I don't know when it expires. How did you get it changed? So I don't know anything about you, Pam. If you want to give me more information, I can perhaps try to give you more advice, okay? John, can I renew my expired green card as well as for my family's cards while existing outside of US? No, you cannot. You need, well, theoretically you can apply, but it will likely be denied. You have to apply in the United States, get your fingerprints done, and then you all can leave. If you have been living outside the United States for whatever reason and you want to come back to the United States and your green card expired, there is a different type of visa you actually have to apply for as a returning resident, okay? Give us a call because it really depends. You don't want to apply for that unless you actually have all the proofs that are required. And it's not an easy application, and that may not necessarily be your best option. All right. Waiting for an interview date as an immigrant, please, any update. I don't know where you are waiting for the interview, at what consulate, what type of category. I cannot give you an update based on that. Me and my girlfriend living together for 10 years in Dubai. Now I want to go to US. Okay, so I would need to know your immigration, your US citizenship status, her US citizenship status. If you guys don't have either, then it's based on employment or investment. So give us a call and we can look into particular options for you. Okay, so guys, if you have particular questions, nobody can answer them for you in a way that would satisfy you and actually give you a plan of action on social media. Immigration, it's a huge, huge, huge body of law, and how it applies to you and what your options are, you are only going to find out if you are going to talk to an immigration lawyer and actually dissect your family history, your family plans, your goals. What are you trying to achieve? When are you trying to achieve it? So your timelines, your education and experience, your girlfriend's or your wife's education and experience, her family relationships, your financial situation. There is so much at stake. My girlfriend's Christian and I'm Muslim. It has nothing to do with that. Immigration will process it just the same. Alfred, I have a re-entry permit, and how do I return back to US? It really depends. Did your re-entry permit expire? Is it still valid? If you have a re-entry permit that is still valid, you just get on a plane with your passport and the re-entry permit and the expired green card, and you're fine. If you're, instead of re-entry permit, you are talking about advanced parole, that is a totally different situation. How much time USCIS takes to approve I-360 as religious worker at California Center? You know, you can find that information by looking online at USCIS, going to processing times and selecting I-360, and it will literally tell you what is the date of the application that they are working on. Please guide me. I haven't gone yet to my student visa interview. If you are in the process, you have to wait for your interview. Until that time, there is nothing you can do. You have to prove to the consular officer in 1 minute or less, okay, that even though you are coming to the United States as a student, it is more likely than not that you are going to return back to your home country when your studies are over. And you need to prove that by showing them ties to your home country being way more than any ties you may have in the United States. So you need to show that your family stays back home, that you have a steady job back home, that you have money in the bank and property back home. If you cannot, and you have to also show, of course, that you can support yourself financially while you are in the United States during the entire course of study. So you need to prove that, and you need to prove that in a minute or less, because that's pretty much the entire time they are going to give you. All right, hope that helps. If I have a good friend who's American citizen, I really do need to pay up to $6,000 to obtain a visa. A friend cannot petition for you to come to the United States. There is no such category under which a friend can sponsor someone outside the United States. When you are talking pay up to $6,000 to obtain a visa, I don't know what kind of visa and I don't know what you're paying for. So I cannot advise you on that. There are visa, there are 5,000-6,000, and there are just government fees, okay? And plus whatever you would pay the lawyer. So it really depends. But based on your fact pattern, Robert, you have a good friend who's an American citizen. A good friend cannot petition for you, cannot help you. Can I move to US from UK and apply for jobs? First, you have to get the job in the United States. They have to sponsor you. Then you have to go through the process. And then you are probably going to either get the visa or get denied the visa. Okay, Travel State Department updated their website on DV 2021. DV 21, just so you guys know, that's like from 2 years ago. If there is an update, the Department of State's travel.state.gov website, it is your official source. So you are doing the right thing. That's where you need to see it. They have to issue those visas by the end of September. But they are only, it's my understanding, they're only going to issue about 9,000 of them, which is significantly less. Okay. What's the cost of a visit visa and its requirement? The application fee is not bad, under $200, and its requirements, I just addressed it to the other gentleman 2 minutes, literally a minute ago. You have to prove to the consular officer in a minute or less that you are going to be returning back to your country after your visit, and that you can support yourself and pay for your travel in the United States while you are here. And you show that by showing family ties back home, employment, investments, property, and so on. So you do have to show that you are financially stable. I'm not going to address the crypto mining farm question. How long does it take for a brother to file for another? If they are starting right now, it is a minimum of 14 years. If it is, if you are from Philippines, China, India, or Mexico, it could be up to 26 years. Answering the same question 2 or 3 times, it's not going to get me to answer it for you. Waiting for immigrant interview date in Ghana as a son of a citizen. Please, any updates? Here is the thing. Thank you for telling me the detail, because I know you asked a couple of questions before. Now I have a lot more detail. Thank you for that. It really depends. Let me tell you what it is. First, I need to know where exactly in the process you are. Was the I-130 approved? Are you pending at the National Visa Center? Your status at National Visa Center is documentarily qualified? Are you just waiting for an interview? I would need to know a lot more to tell you about how much longer it's going to take. Please give me more detail, because you do have the detail, and I'll be happy to address it, okay? All right. Your brother have filed a I-130 petition for you. The waiting time is 13 to 15 years. Yeah, like I said, it's 14 years, but it really depends on the country. It could take longer than that. I would love to work as a house manager in US. What are the requirements? The requirements are just like everybody else who's applying for any work visa in the United States. You need to find an employer who is willing and able to petition for you as a house manager. They need to show that they have not found a US employee willing and able to do the job, and that you are meeting the requirements or others are not meeting the requirements. And then they need to go through the immigration process that will petition for you. This is not on you. This is on the employer. Your job is to find that employer. And that's not an immigration question. see. Okay. What if you have a baby born in the US? Well, are you in the US? Are you not in the US? A baby born in the US does not grant you any benefit until the baby is 21 years of age and they can petition for you. When is the lottery starting for 2021? That was 2 years ago. Right now, the lottery that may start in October, it's lottery for 2023. How would you know you have won the DV lottery? You would get a notification from the Department of State. All right. How do I participate in the DV lottery without going through an agent? Guys, do not go through an agent for the DV lottery. Please don't go through an agent and don't pay a penny. It is not worth it. It is not the official site. They take your money, and most of them, they don't even apply for you for the lottery. If you've been doing this for the past 10 years, you probably haven't even applied, okay? The only website is travel.state.gov. That's it. You might have to use a VPN in order to access it, but that is the official site, okay? And that is the only way you are going to be entered for sure into the lottery if you are applying, okay? That is the only way, and it's free. So do not go through an agent. You sound like a Karen. Sorry about that. I can't please everyone. Sorry. All right. So, with immigration, and Robert, thank you for that. Thanks for your comment. Yes, I may sound like a Karen, but let me tell you something. Not everyone qualifies for most immigration benefits. Okay. And even though I'm all about giving people hope, I will not lie to people. Okay. I will not lie, and I will not tell them to do something that will hurt them. These agents that are taking their money, okay, and are not doing stuff for them, it's hurting the people, okay? It really is hurting these people. These people outside the United States do not always have the money to pay for an agent every single year, okay? And not even to be entered. So I need to warn them of people who are going to scam, okay? I'm sorry, it sounds like a Karen to you, okay? All right, so we have one more update, and the third update, it's about citizenship interviews. Citizenship interviews, she sounds like the Indian scammers. Too bad, I'm glad you don't like my accent, okay, Robert? It's okay. So the third thing is about US citizenship. People applying for US citizenship based on their 5-year, it should not be based on the marriage to a US citizen, okay? Those people who are applying based on the 5 years, they do not need to prove their marriage anymore. That is no longer at stake. However, what we have noticed when we are going to these interviews with our clients is that the immigration officers are asking again and again and again the questions from 5-6 years ago when they had their interview. How did they meet their spouse? Where exactly, on what exact date, and so on. And that is almost impossible to remember so many years ago. Yes, you are going to remember a lot of things, but you are not going to remember your address from 5 years ago, including apartment numbers. And that is a problem. People are getting denied because they think I am done with the 3 years. I am not applying based on my marriage. I'm applying based on having been a citizen for 5 years. And they are getting denied because they are still looking at the marriage and to see if that is at stake. So we don't know what kind of new training they got or what kind of new directive or policy advice they received. But that is a serious, serious issue right now. Okay. And there are a few other things that I will address tomorrow probably, or Wednesday when we go live again. Okay. Okay, got it. Yes, you're correct. The agents are collecting the money from desperate people and are also spoiling their records. Yes. So not only are they taking their money, in most cases, they are not applying for them. In the cases that they are applying, they are making fake allegations and fake information about these people. Okay. So it's affecting their future later on when they are trying to apply for the diversity lottery. So I'm glad you brought that up. I'm looking for an employer who can send invite letters so that I can proceed with my visa and tickets. Okay, so you need to find an employer first who is going to petition for you. When an employer is petitioning for you, it cannot be an invite letter. That is not the way it works. For a work visa, temporary or permanent, there is a huge process that needs to happen. It's not like a regular tourist visa. Okay, the employer actually goes through a significant expense of over $10,000 to bring a employee from outside the United States. That is why also most employers are not willing to hire people from outside, because it is a huge expense that they have to shell out without any guarantee that the person will be granted the visa. Are there employers willing to do it? Absolutely. All the time, day in, day out, they are doing this. So you just have to find the right employer. Okay. So yes, definitely. Okay, guys. So I addressed the three top things that have happened in the past few days and the changes to USCIS. So one is the COVID vaccination required now for all immigrant visa and green card interviews. The third, changes in the citizenship applications when you are applying based on the 5 years. And the other one is TPS, extended work permits up to December 31st. Okay, so that's it for today. Thanks for joining us, and I look forward to speaking with you guys, I think, again on Wednesday about 4 p.m. Eastern. Have a marvelous week. Bye.